1965, smack in the middle of the Civil Rights Movement, and for the University of Utah, an extraordinary season of basketball.
Jerry Chambers shows his great defensive ability. He tipped the block shot over to Tate, who then hits McKay. And McKay has his patented jump shot for 2 points.
This is actual footage of Utah playing in the 1966 NCAA Final Four.
But it's funny, that was the funniest thing though, playing the Final Four, where we played our city championship game at Cole Fieldhouse, Maryland, University of Maryland Cole Fieldhouse. We played in the same gym and everything. And it was like my homecoming, because I had told everybody during the summertime that we were gonna be in the Final Four, that we're coming, that we're gonna be back.
This is the big offense versus the big defense. The Utes are the 6th leading offensive club in the nation. The Miners the #1 defensive unit.
Texas Western, the Utes' opponent, had faced mounting racial discrimination in parts of the South and East. Although the Utes also started several black players, they hadn't experienced the tension felt in other regions of the country until the tournament.
We had as many brothers on our team as Texas Western, but our coach wouldn't play those guys. The 2 white boys, they had to start.
Team chemistry was a big part of the Utes' success.
Jerry Chambers, All-American, All-Conference, outstanding performer in both NCAA Far West and NCAA Finals.
Basically, we had no racial issues on our team. I was a fool for basketball. I love basketball so much. My passion for basketball was just, and I can say this, it's probably above racism. You know, I didn't care about black, white, whatever. If you could play, I'm cool with you, man. And black, white, green, whatever, you good, okay. And we have some white boys that was good. I had to say they were good. And I think guys kind of disliked me for a minute. It's because as we was going down the wire, we were trying to win the conference and playing and everything. I said, man, I used to tell them, man, if you don't want to play, man, just get out the way. Y'all get out the way. We gonna win this. When things come down the wire, man, certain people got to have the rock, man. We got to have the ball. And so from that time on, we didn't lose any more games. We didn't lose any more until we got to the Final Four. We didn't lose any more games after that. I never, ever, in the last 25 games of my basketball college career, I never scored under 30 points. That was a record. They don't even mention that up in Utah no more, but that was a record. Nobody's done that.
Against Texas Western, Jerry Chambers scored 25 points in the first half alone. Despite the loss, it was Chambers who took home the MOP trophy.
Tate looks for Chambers, and Chambers has the baseline jumper.
But Jerry outshined everybody in the tournament, especially point-wise. I mean, he probably outscored everybody in the 4-game tournament by 40 points, maybe higher, 50 points.
When you consider that he was on a team that lost 2 of the games in the Final Four, and he's voted the MVP. I mean, that's just, you don't do that. In this day and age, that would be impossible. And yet, he was by far the best player in the whole tournament.
It's complicated to understand why the Chambers story was the headline of the day. Some of it was due to the extraordinary Chambers accomplishment, no doubt. Much of it had to do with the racist atmosphere in much of the country. An all-black lineup beating the bastion of white basketball, Kentucky.
I was the only guy that was the MVP, most outstanding player, MOP, most outstanding player, and then we didn't win a game. We didn't win a game. I made one mistake. My dream and my goal was to make it to the Final Four, but not win the championship. I just wanted to get back That was my goal. And I should have raised it up like, hey, we're gonna win it. But I was just thinking that, damn, made it back. That made me just believe in myself and in things that if you set goals and you really believe in yourself and you work hard at it and everything, because I was a fool for basketball, so I was always playing, I was always working, and I was always doing. And it found out that I could do that with other things. I could do that in my schoolwork and everything. I can do that and to believe in myself that, hey, I can lead people, I can do things in my life.
For the past 25 years, Chambers has been mentoring up-and-coming young athletes in the Los Angeles area.
When I graduated from Utah, I was physical education, recreation, composite major. I was going to be a teacher, phys ed, or recreation director, which I ended up being. Most exciting years of my life, actually, I really enjoyed my time here at Pan Pacific. It was the kids, it seemed it was just perfect for me. It was a perfect place to be for that time of my life. I'll tell you what it did for me. It was very therapeutic because I had a son. And my son, well, before I became a recreation director, my son died playing basketball on the basketball court. My son passed away right there on the floor. And it really was a really sad time in my life. My wife, 6 months after my son was born, my wife passed away. And so here we go, 13 years later, and boom, I'm sitting at a basketball game, and here's my son collapsing on the floor there. I said, wait a minute, hold it, this can't be going on like this. And he was gone, and I was like virtually by myself. And it took me like a couple of years to really find out what I wanted to do, and it was kind of thrown to me to start working with kids. Had nothing to do with my basketball, playing in the NBA or anything like that. I just felt like that all the kids were there and that you could help some kids and, teach them some things or whatever, and that's it. But basically, I always said this is my thing. God took my son away and gave me other kids, gave me some other kids to do. And I've always looked at it that way. And coming to Pan Pacific, it seemed like that was the perfect venue of tremendous kids, tremendous parents, and I saw the kids flourish really well. They grew. I saw all these kids grow. I don't know what I did, actually. I don't know how I touched people and stuff like that. I don't know. I just, hey, man, I try to be friend. I try to give them things that, hey, maybe one day they might remember, hey, well, Jerry said this or Jerry said that, or some of the coaches said this and that and the other. But I was just lucky. I was lucky to be here because after my son passed, I didn't know what I was going to do. In the athletic world, we come together. And I think the same thing here, people came from all walks, and once they got up here, they saw that everybody was treated the same. Everybody was, hey, on the team. We set a thing where all kids had to play the equal amount of time. People started to embrace. People started to say, oh, wow, this is a good program. And I just happened to be the leader. We had good coaches, man. Those guys were able to communicate with people. And I think that's very important. Communicate, hey man, we're not trying to do anything, but if anything, we're trying to enhance your kids. We're trying to make your kids a better, if not a better player, a better person. And I think that message got out. People were coming from everywhere to play here.
Well, I started coming here just to play basketball myself. When I used to play, my sons used to come and play as well. And they had programs here, so I just plugged them in, and they played basketball, baseball, flag football, and my daughters. Nurturing. I'd say it was nurturing. You know, good coaches, guys I know that I met like 20 some odd years ago or more. And we all had one thing in common. We cared about our children and their well-being. And we knew that this was a healthy environment for them. And we also knew that it was a place where we could get involved. We weren't just handing off our kids to strangers. We were here working, we were here coaching and involved in their development.
Come on, Bryce, make them baskets. Come on, E. And I've got kids who have come through my program who are in college now. Got kids who are tremendous high school players, and then I got kids who weren't so great at athletics, but they were great intellectually, going to school, going to Harvard. I got kids all over the place.
If Chambers' 1966 college season happened in 2018, his rookie contract would be worth more than $8 million.
A Buick car and $15,000 bonus and $26,500 contract.
If Jerry's professional stats happened in 2018, he'd command a free agent contract worth more than $40 million.
The money that they are making is lifetime money. It should be lifetime money. I love basketball so much and everything like that. It never was about how much money or stuff like it. It was all about how good I was. Was I better than that guy? I wanted to be better than him. And my whole thing was that I worked on my game to be better, to be good at the game of basketball. I never thought about it as like, I'm gonna make so much money in this game that I'll never have to work again. I never ever thought about that. I said, I know once I get through playing ball that I was gonna do something else. I knew I not necessarily had to, I wanted to. Maybe I want to be an actor, be in movies and stuff like that. Hey, I'm in California, I just want to see what that's all about, and things like that. But I knew that I had to do something. I knew I was gonna do something. Basketball was my passion, my love, everything, but I knew that wasn't going to be the one that was going to take me back during that time. It wasn't going to be the one that was going to take me over the hump, you know. I just knew it. I think my game was, what the game is today, to me, it seems, you know, it's turned into a very finesseful game, and I was a finesse type player. I was a runner, I was real skinny kid, and I didn't want to be doing no whole lot of banging, big guys, and so I had to be on a team that was fast breaking and moving so I could run and get to my open shot. And I think today's game is just like that. I look at the Golden State Warriors, I look at all, man, they just coming down firing, man. I said, oh, that's been right down my alley. Shoot, I knew that. It was unique, man. I'll never be in the Hall of Fame, but I played with some Hall of Famers.